Welcome. Here we go again. Gets here faster every week, doesn't it? I love this poem I'm going to share with you guys tonight. It's called Angels. Where do angels fly in the firmament, and how many can dance on the head of a pin? Well, I don't care about that pin dance. What I know is that they rest sometimes in the tops of the trees. And you can see them, or almost see them, or anyway, think, what a wonderful idea. I have lost as you and others have possibly lost a beloved one and wonder, where are they now? The trees, anyway, are miraculous, full of angels, even empty. They are a good place to look, to put the heart at rest. All those leaves breathing the air, so peaceful and diligent, and certainly ready to be resting, the resting place of strange winged creatures that we in the world have loved. Welcome. Glad you could make it. Another episode of Be in the Light, where we hope you feel better when you leave than when you came. My good friend Jennifer McCormick, always happy to see you. Me and my Shadow. What's up, Shadow? Yeah. This will be an interesting one tonight, for sure. So, as always, I want to thank my sponsor, Ernie Mosteller at Fried Okra Entertainment, and invite everybody to go scope out his Instagram page, Ernie Mosteller, and check out some of his really beautiful work. And a million heartfelt thanks, my brother, for keeping us afloat, man. You're the bomb. Rosie, hello. You know, Jennifer, that one was, yeah, I was kind of thinking about you when I picked that one this week. I really, really love that poem, and it touched me like really deeply. So my angels have been so loud, man, and with me too. I have to tell you, it's been super cool. I love when they're close. And you know, we invited them like specifically last week, and I've been doing that all the time and just been getting some really great synchronicities, I think, that are totally connected in a really great way. My friend Leah and I, who's going to be on the show in another few weeks, we did a yoga sound bath thing that we do at a local yoga studio here. They were sold out with a waiting list, and it was just really nice confirmation that things are going in the right way. And I've just been through a period of everything said stop pushing, stop striving. Like when I get in a weird zone, I've got a lot of different angles to like divert, put the energy over here where you can make something move. And it's always been move. And yeah, man, boy, I'm just dinging all over the place here, man. Let me turn this off. There we go. Um, Allie, really good to see you. I'm glad you could make it with us again. Ah, completely lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. Oh, yeah, I've just been through a period of time, like uh, 5 or 6 weeks, where it's just, oh my goodness, I, I, I couldn't move in any direction. Like I wasn't getting joy from anything. I stopped creating. I stopped, and it was just everything about the universe was just saying, dude, be still, be quiet, and shut up, man, and just wait. And that last part, the just wait. I couldn't even hardly say it. It's just like I hate that like mode, man. Like wait and don't do anything. Well, sometimes, yeah. Oh, welcome, Chloe. Welcome, Marie. Yeah, glad to see you with us. Tammy, welcome. So I did a pretty crazy. I always do a little tarot angel card reading right before the show, just like what's a cool little message and what's how's the show gonna go. So really kind of a curious and super cool reading. So I'm going to share it with you. The first card was the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is about like the the group, like the beginning, the energy to start any new thing. Like it's this wellspring of the creative fire that's at your disposal to form and shape and do whatever, man. And it's a really, really great card all on its own. And it's followed by the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is like that's when the plan goes into order, and that's the moment when you're planning like how you're going to make this desire that you have and use that energy and how you're going to actually make that manifest. So this is the card that starts that process and gives you the flow and the energy to do that. And then the last card is the Ace of Pentacles. It's the start of the actual manifestation. So it's the energy, the plan, and the manifestation. So, we just had that crazy alignment on the 12th, where it was the new moon. It was a total solar eclipse, although we didn't get to see that here. And then the Perseids meteor shower that night, and like the three of those things, what those are about, it's like the the new moon is like the fertile ground to like plant the seed of your passion or your desire or the thing that you really want to go get. And then the cycle of the moon is that it pulls it and really helps it grow all the way to fruition of the new moon. Jennifer Rose, the golden rose, thank you so much for coming. Yes, always a pleasure to see you. And so just oh yeah, so the fertile like ground of the new moon, and then that's followed by the eclipse. And a solar eclipse is always about like outmoded things going away and things getting overturned, and like so it's kind of like you planted the seed and it's growing and you're weeding the garden all around it and really giving it like room to grow and come to fruition. And then the celebration of like picking the fruit and like scoping out the meteor shower, which was great where I live, by the way. Oh man, that's one of my favorite. I think that's my second favorite to the aurora borealis. But a good meteor shower, whew, awesome, awesome, awesome. Anyway, so take advantage of the energy. We're still kind of in that zone with that energy, and take advantage. You've got the energy, you've got the plan, and make your desire and the thing that gives you passion, that you have passion for and gives you joy, manifest that thing, because it's all there set up for you to do that. Yeah, for sure. Evelyn, good to see you. Hello, Charlene. Like a lot of you guys show up. Oh, there's Charlene over here too. Hey, girlfriend, what's up? Christy Wilson, welcome, 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 welcome. So, Jennifer, uh, uh, yeah, let's talk about upcoming shows. Next week we're going to be doing a show on the Robert Monroe document that got published out of the CIA, where he went in deeply and studied the process of the out of body experience and came up with a really crazy, effective method that I road tested myself a whole bunch of times. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys next week. Hey, Jennifer Rose, are you doing your show after me tonight? Yeah, I think you are. Yeah. So make sure that you stick around after this show for Jennifer Rose and the Love Show. Always a treat. She's had a couple weeks off, so we're looking forward to. Kelly says she is. Yeah. So make sure that you tune in tonight and scope it out. She always has wonderful guests and topics, and except for that one where she had that LAR guy on. Man, I don't know what was up with that, but nobody's perfect. Okay, yeah, for sure. All right, let's see what else. Oh yeah, we had a really great show last week with the Fool's Journey process of starting to learn the tarot and kind of taking that part apart as a whole self initiation process, and the whole crux of that is developing your own Fool's Journey story. And I had three people like get in touch with me this week, and they've started their own story, and like it got me all jacked up. Hey, Katie, all the way from Newfoundland, huh? Woo. Is it cold up there yet? Um, so I would love to encourage any of you guys that like develop your own Fool's Journey story. And I can't reiterate enough times how like you'll thank yourself for doing it at the end of it. It's a really great way to get in touch with those lessons and broaden yourself in a really well-rounded way. Anyway, anybody that finishes up and would love to share that story, I'd love to have you on the show and do your story that night. I think that have you do your story. I think that would be just amazing. So please think about that um, and send them on if you can. Katie says it's chilly, bit much of a summer so far. Lots of rain. It's been a beast of a summer here too, especially the last 3 or 4 weeks. Man, it was like 98 with 90 something per humidity, and like the little feels like 110. Like, oh man, that's why I walk outside. Feels like the oven. You open the oven door. I also just have to remind myself over and over and over that in a couple of months it'll be December, and I'll be in those like perfect crystal clear days that make you just just humming and like, oh yeah, this is the kind of day that makes me remember why I live here in the summer. And that is the absolute truth. Yeah, yeah, it has been hot, Kellyanne, for sure. Well, that's where I am, by the way. I'm right in the middle of the state in Sebring. Hello, Kim Princess. Glad you could make it. All right. Um, when I was first learning, there was no internet or computers or anything like that. There were just books and whatever people or groups you could come to dig up. And one of the main ways for teaching yourself is looking at correspondences and patterns. And correspondences are really crazy. And I'll use the example of how I've like integrated that into that numbers, letters, music notes, colors, so that whole scenario. So, like the number seven. Well, what are the correspondences with the number seven? Well, there's seven chakras, there's 7 days, there's seven planets, there's seven. Well, I know there's nine, but when these lists were made, there were seven. There's seven colors, whole tones in an octave, and you could go on and on and on and on and on and on. Seven, the gods that related to all of those. And speaking of that, that was a really, in this subject of finding correspondences, as I started digging into, I got really fascinated with lots of religious systems, like especially the multi-theistic systems, the Hindu stuff, the African stuff, there's a bunch of those like that have many, many, many gods. And I've started doing some research into the correspondences of like, well, are those different gods or are those just versions of the same god, depending on where those were? And I think a lot of them are just different versions of the way that ultra-terrestrial manifested in that particular geographic region. And those things happened there because was the culture of the people that were there and that worked with it. But you can find so many answers and so many threads to pull to really kind of start figuring out all the way all of this connects. Like when I'm playing those music songs now, where I'm using the numbers and like I'm playing colors and smells and tastes and energy, and like all of that is happening in a multi-layered thing instead of just musical notes. And it really does expand your awareness of the as above, so below, and how you kind of fit in this whole matrix of energy that we find ourselves encapsulated in. So really pretty cool. There are a ton of books out there, reference books that people have put out. The Magician's Companion, like there's a ton of those that are just nothing but charts of things, like all the numbers, like for every number, and all the shapes, and like it would really be enjoyable and worth a look-see. So I'll get off of that now. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about ultra-terrestrials. First of all, what is an ultra-terrestrial? Well, it's a conscious entity that exists outside of a planetary construct. Like what, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about extraterrestrials and aliens. And, those are usually considered beings that are inhabiting other physical places within our manifestation frequency that we live in, right? So another star system, another planets, other realms, but they're part of the physical universe as we know it. Even though they do have like far greater abilities to manipulate the physical universe, they're still part of this scenario. The difference with ultra-terrestrials is they're not really part of the physical plane. And there are many, many, many different categories of ultra-terrestrials. So I'm going to bring up like 5 or 6 of them here are my favorites. Yeah, people talk a lot about the inner Earth. Like there's either aliens or another civilization, ancient civilization that are living in the inner Earth. And most of the time I'm like putting out stuff to you guys that I've like tried myself, and I can have an opinion on it based on some experience, but I've never reached out to inner earth beings, so I don't really have any opinion. One, I'm kind of neutral about it. Like, is it possible? Sure. Wow, what isn't possible these days? um is that a truth for me? No, not yet. I still want to see a whole bunch of stuff. And the way they're picking at Antarctica and trying to get in there and like root to that whole scenario, who knows when that information will get released. But there's probably a lot of information about to be released over the next couple of years that'll kind of shake some stuff up and finally make some, well, maybe a little more clear. I don't think they'll make anything clear. All right, so the next category of that we'll talk about are the interdimensional beings, and I have interacted with them and scope them out, and they are really high frequencies, and they travel and kind of live in the spaces between the actual manifested frequency of whatever realities exist out there and on top of us. Hey Ashley, good to see you. And like, as far as an agenda, like, I don't get any, like, they appear to be more observers to me than actual participants in trying to put forth any agenda, good, bad, or indifferent, right? But they're very like, I kind of started perceiving them as like these pew, like pew, little blasts of light that would, and it wasn't until I was able to kind of ramp my frequency up a little more that slowed down a little bit. I started to be able to like communicate with them, and very, very interesting, very different than us on pretty much every level. Like in the other alien kind of extraterrestrial intelligences I've reached out and tasted, there's elements of like who we are. There's kind of like human bits, but I didn't really feel that from them at all. So they're worth trying to get to and scope them out. And it was a good experience. Okay, then this next group is a little sketchy in my opinion, and they're the shapeshifters, and they like to just appear. They can appear as aliens, they can appear as people, as dead people, they can appear in lots of different modes, and they're opportunistic, looking for an energy meal. So they show up a lot and try to scare you, and like they can read what is important to you, and especially what you fear. And they have a certain frequency about them. I experienced them when I was doing mediumship work, and I was just getting some really weird vibes and frequencies off of this one particular person. And I came to realize that I really wasn't talking to one of their people. I was talking to a spirit that was mimicking one of their people and trying to give answers. And we were able to ask some specific stuff enough to like really scoped it out that this was not a genuine thing. So we closed that down really fast and moved on. But they're around everywhere, and they're always looking for a meal. That's the point of this, and this is why I was started the whole alien thing already. is, and bringing this up now in follow up, it's a populated world out there in the astral. I mean, there are so many beings and entities, and depending on what frequency you are, man, things live at this high frequency up here that have no, like, there's no physical body kind of scenario. And oh man, it's as infinite. There's as many as there are stars in the sky. And that was kind of comforting and disconcerting at the same time. So then the next category that I want to talk about are the angels and demons. And those are a nature of the duality of this space. And they exist in different frequencies right along with us, just above us most of the time. And the demonic beings, they're all about the shadow, and man, they'll tell you anything you want to hear. That's what's wonderful about the angels, and why I don't mind the angel readings on my cards being kind of hard ass sometimes, because the angels tell you the truth. Sometimes that's difficult to hear, but they always tell you the truth. The other ones are just looking for, some of them have intelligent, malicious intent. A lot of them are just thugs, astral thugs looking to make some grief, And I think sometimes people get the shadow people scenario and demonic stuff confused a little bit, because they can both look the same like that. Yeah. But, the angels come in, and we're going to do a little meditation tonight if I still have time. This kind of like, I don't know, like time, like today has felt like it's been 2 hours long. It's like, whew, we were already like rocked through half an hour on the show. I'm like, well, how is that possible? I brought up a couple weeks ago, like the CERN thing, like CERN getting turned off, and seeing all of these videos that people were doing, saying it felt like time, all of a sudden it slowed back down. I can't, man, I have to say I've been kind of paying attention, and I think it's just exactly the opposite. Vivian, good to see you. Hope you weathered through the storm. Good. Yeah, got kind of crazy in Hawaii. Oh, and Labyrinthian, good to see you. I was thinking about you today. I'm working on the next set of shows, and I'm going to do, there is a really great exact copy of the Labyrinth at the Chartres Cathedral in Paris. And it is a glorious place. So we're going to do a show on labyrinths in about 3 or 4 weeks. So I was thinking about you as I was putting together the little thumbnail. Yeah. All right. So angels and demons. And, I just want to remind everyone that your angels are always near you, but they are so respectful of your space and your free will, which is the greatest gift you got from the source. Your ability to choose all the time, and they won't infringe on that. They'll step in sometimes if you're like in really physical danger or something like that, but unless you ask them, they're just kind of looking over you, and there to go, man. Arnie Layton, man, you made it. I'm really happy to see you. Yeah, so anyway, make sure get up in the morning and ask for all the help they have to give you. That you're open, you're like grateful, and will appreciate their guidance and help every step of the way. And kind of having a good time doing that the last week myself. So just remind and throwing that out. All right. So the last category I want to talk about, and I should have left more time to do this, but it's the whole like Gnostic mode and the archons and like that is a really deep area that I would strongly encourage you guys to scope out. It explains so much to me, from the religious point of view that I grew up with and have seen around, and like there were just so many things that didn't make sense. Like, how is that? Like, how is God like that? And like the Gnostic text, especially, this is a group of like 13 papyrus things that were found in the desert back in the 1940s in Egypt. These two brothers found this jug and it had all of these things in it. And it turned out to be, it's called the Nag Hammadi Library. And it turns out that all of these books were banned by the newly growing Christian church back in like the 400s. So they were going to ban all of these and burn every example and purge them. So they put these You're welcome, Vivian. Yeah, I'm really glad. Um, so the Nag Hammadi, that's these 13 that describe the actual real God and the construction of the universe and the world that we're living in now. And there's one specific book out of that called The Secret Book of John. Some call it the Apocrypha of John. And it describes how from the source, from the monad, like the pleroma created like 30 eons that were glowing parts of the source energy. This is a super compacted version, all right. And the last one, Sophia, decided that she wanted to be the creator too, and created a being, and it turned out to be this kind of like really twisted, jealous, like empty sort of shell of a being, and that because it didn't have, she was not able to give her divine spark to this being, so it didn't have the spark of the source. So it decided it wanted to create its own world, and it made this world, and it created these entities to like keep it controlled and to hover over the world and to be in everyone's ears. And he created like a body, a human that he was going to like infuse, that he could rule over. And but he had no spark to do it. And the source put a spark of himself in the body of the human, and it became the first human. And the archons and the demiurge wanted to control that and keep that for themselves. And so they set up this whole like reincarnation like machine that like go into the light. Well, when you go into the light, just the archons showing up with telling you all of the stuff that you have to recommit to, and like you've got to sign up for a new thing, and the whole time all they're doing is like harvesting the energy. And it's a soul recycling machine. Kind of a crazy concept to contemplate, and a lot. I've skipped so much of it, but I think you would be happy that you like dug into it and scoped that out for yourself. And I'd love to have a conversation with you about this. So it's really fascinating to me. All right. Okay, I did pretty good. We'll wrap that up for that. But if you get a chance, The Secret Book of John, scope it, read it. Let's talk about it. Okay. All right. What say you we create some sacred space? Ride down to blank space and do some readings. Really look forward to this every week, man. Thank you so much for sharing this energetic space with me. All right. With the brilliant light of the source, we vanish and clean this space. We make this place pure. With the brilliant, radiant light of the source. Goosebumps up the back. With the radiant light of the source, we vanish and clean this space. We make this place pure. The radiant light of the source, the true light, the true light, the true light. We vanish and clean this space. We make this place pure. We joyously come together to create our sacred space, our sacred circle, our place of safety, sanctuary, and light. We ask that our angels, our guides, our allies be with us this evening, share their wisdom, their knowledge, and their absolute love of the source. We ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and the wisdom to understand. And with gratitude from the bottom of the soul, infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. All right. Let's take a little ride down to blank space. Oh, and we've been doing this for a while now. I'd love some feedback. Like, is the blank space like helping? Like, have you guys like started getting on it, and it's easier to do and become a useful tool? I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and let me know. All right. All right. Before we get started, take a second and just shake out your shoulders and your neck. Nice deep breath, and let your muscle tension drain out of you like the machine's getting shut off. And just get yourself relaxed. All right, here we go. Inhale in through the mouth. Use your solar plexus to draw. Really fill it up. Bright golden source energy, as full as you can. And release the noise, the chaos, the static of the world fading into the distance. No future, no past. Deeper silence. And inhale, make it count, really stretch. Infuse your whole body, your light, golden energy. And release, sinking deeper, deeper, slowly into the bliss of the stillness. No thoughts, no mind, silence. Last one, we're going to hold this one for 30 seconds. Here we go. Inhale, make it count. When you think you're full, fill a little more. And release. Turning off the machine, winding down. Silence. $15. And 30. Take a nice deep breath. All right, before we come back, I want you to envision yourself floating on the surface of the energetic ocean, calm and warm, floating, no tension in your body. I want you to take a really deep breath, and I want you to draw in energy from around the ocean into all parts of your body. And on the exhale, I want you to just release anything that doesn't belong to you energetically and physically. I want you just to absolutely, like you think you're relaxed, but you're not. There's more. Just keep letting go of the tension in your body. All right? We're going to do 3 of these. Here we go. Deep breath. Inhale. Beautiful golden energy. All parts of your body. Fresh new batch. And release. Relaxing into the water. All the tension in your body. Release. All right, one more. Inhale, nice and deep. Feel that energy flow into you. And release. Even more. Let go. Surface has you. There you go. All right, one more. Inhale, make it count. Make that white body glow. And release all of the tension of the world flowing into the water. Completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. Completely relaxed. All right, let's stay there and just float for a few seconds. If you want more, keep drawing. Excellent. All right. Take a nice deep breath. Start to bring your attention back to your body. Keep coming back. One more. All right. Yummy. Oh, nice. I got a couple blank space. Yeah, great. I'm glad you dig it. That makes me happy. I love this space, man. I do this multiple times a day, man. It keeps me, the world wants to make me insane right now. And it's just such a good tool. All right. So, anybody looking for a reading tonight, get yourself down in the chat and I will be happy to take care of you. In the meantime, I'm going to bring up the readings and do a group reading. All right. Well, Kellyanne just popped in. We'll do the group reading first. Sorry. Don't yell at me. Oh, man. Words of wisdom for our energetic family. Words of wisdom for our energetic family. Words of wisdom for our energetic family. Number 4. Angel of Divine Wisdom. Yeah. Listen to the voice calling for a new path. Acknowledge when your talents, abilities, and work are being somewhat wasted. An answer is on the way, but there is still much to be accomplished. An equilibrium must be established. Balance, man, that balance thing. You are focused on your inner pain, blinding you to the outer opportunities. You turn away from the power that is always there for you to use. Sometimes you can be too giving and allow others to manipulate and take advantage of that generous nature. And double check everything before moving ahead. Careless methods can ruin your crop. You may experience a setback of some project due to storms or problems that are greater than you had anticipated. Take heart. New opportunities are here, but you must be present and in the now in order to recognize them and to take the proper action to assure success. You must be alert to the new opportunities that present themselves now and use them wisely, especially when they show up. Grab them. Don't sit around and wait and think about it. Remain open and receptive to new business ventures and partnerships with reputable people. Commit to operating from a place of light and integrity as you march forward towards your goals. It's a good one. All right, Kellyanne, this one's for you. I'd like for you to take 3 nice deep breaths and get really nice and focused. Let me connect. Focus, girlfriend. Words of wisdom from my friend Kelly Ann. Words of wisdom from my friend Kelly Ann. Words of wisdom from my friend Kelly Ann. Well, we just did number 4. This is number 5, the angel of healing. Completion and a new beginning. You have succeeded, perfected your art, and you will feel balance, satisfaction, and joy. You want to stop? Okay, that's pretty good. Make plans to enjoy the fruits of your hard work. You could be forming sound foundations for marriage. It could be a rich and satisfying match. Your mind is buzzing, you're creative and sharp now. Seeds you planted begin to bear fruit. Rewards will be received for your past efforts, and abundance, abundance, abundance will be the word of the hour, and prosperity rules. Meet and beat your present challenges, and you will feel a sense of completion, the welcomed regeneration when opposite energies finally harmonize. Celebrate and be generous with your treasure. Show appreciation to those who supported you. Give yourself permission to be your biggest self. Find those abilities and treasures that lay within you that you haven't even begun to actualize yet. You have a rich treasure chest of opportunities available to you. Wow. In a big way. Yeah. Allow your higher spirit to assist you in lending assistance to others. Life is a beautiful celebration. Embrace it at every turn of the road. You are a seeker on the path, enjoying the comfort of being spiritually centered, secure in the knowledge of actions, completing the karmic contract. Your course has been established and proven. Feedback is excellent. Let there be celebration. All right. That didn't suck. Yes. You should be smiling, Kelly. Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's see. Jennifer McCormick, always. Hello, Susan Bolton. All right, Jennifer, you definitely know the drill. Words of wisdom from my good friend Jennifer. Words of wisdom from my good friend Jennifer. Words of wisdom from my good friend Jennifer. Number 19, the angel of expansive intelligence. Well, that fits you already, so we can just stop. You are about to be gifted love that is nurturing, creative, clearly focused, inspirational, and equally fulfilling. A beginning to a new romance in which you will experience communication, balance, and deep, abiding love. The seed is blossomed into a tree of appreciation. Good, solid ideas are passing between two people. Respect will blend your two hearts together. The feeling of being simultaneously very special to one another. Yeah. Ah, yeah. I know who this is. Rather than just equal, expect a surprise. Yeah, he's definitely got something in store for you. Wow, he has a great sense of humor, by the way. Two whole, complete souls, when united, create a third construct larger than either of them separately. A love affair which will unite your separate qualities and abilities through love to produce something in your lives beyond what either of you would have been. Love gives meaning. Um, Oh, yeah, right. You will find success once you have connected your spiritual and material world into one. Yeah. Well, there are definitely people here, but your twin is like awesomely like loud tonight. Kind of chuckling. And Jennifer, like I hate getting preachy like like that, but man, pursuing that relationship with the source, when you immerse in the like, I say unconditional love because those are the only words I have that kind of define that space. But the unconditional love, when I'm merged with the source, mind blowing. And I would love to just encourage you to really foster that. I know you do already, but really concentrate on that and send out your like. I love getting up, watching the sunrise while I'm having my coffee, and just man, send my love to the source. You know, like we do with the opening thing. You know, I'm like, thank you. Oh man, all my love and my wish for bliss to you. I don't want anything. I'm not asking for anything. I just want to, God, I'm so grateful for the connection. Sorry, I get a little passionate about that because it's like pure love. That's exactly right, Jennifer. And it's reviving, rejuvenating, replenishing. It's hope and love and joy and like all of that rolled into one just indescribable little capsule. Yeah. All right. I'm enough of that. Okay. Let's see. All right, Vivian, this one's for you, girlfriend. So happy you didn't get washed away. All right, you know the drill. Get nice and focused. Bring it down. You know, if you have something specific, they'll be pretty specific back. Words of wisdom from my friend Vivian. Words of wisdom for my friend Vivian. Words of wisdom for my friend Vivian. Number 51. We could stop. The angel of universal medicine. It's what you've been needing some here lately. You have learned to cope with your dilemmas and the compromises they demand. Your experiences have melted together and formed wisdom and discipline. You are on the right path. Stay the course. Listen to what others have to say and do not be obstinate. Keep your eye on the prize and know you have everything it takes to succeed. Know thyself, respect thyself, walk your own path. Defend your spirit without compromising. Be honest. Preserve your spirit. Keep mentally, physically, and emotionally fit, and your spirit will naturally guide you. Preparation and attention to detail ensure your success against any challenges, and you will be victorious. You have tremendous vitality, attractiveness, and charm to both sexes. Follow the flow of your highest purpose. Have the foresight and courage to turn away from that which is not right for you. Meet your future with an unshakable stance. Yeah. Awesome. Always enjoy reading for you, Viv. Okie dokie. Let's see. Hello, Joanne Gallardo. I'm doing well. Glad you're here. Let's see. Okay. This one's for Andrea Jackson. All right, Andrea, take 3 really nice deep breaths. Bring your attention down to focus. And let's connect. Words of wisdom for my friend Andrea. Words of wisdom for my friend Andrea. Words of wisdom for my friend Andrea. Wow. Number 3, the angel of construction of the universe and worlds. Yeah. Not a minor card. You know, these cards are broken up into the choirs. And this one is a seraphim, the highest level of angels. It's the ones that gather around the light and keep it from burning everybody up. Number 3. So we've hit 3, 4, and 5 today, man. That's interesting. You know, I got those aces too, like 3 aces when you pulled 3 cards and did a really crazy shuffle. Yeah. All right, here we go. This one's for you, Andrea. Integrity and virtue, the balanced union of your mind, heart, and action, working in harmony. You have the ability to envision new possibilities long before they become a reality, and you can create your reality with your visions. You need a perfect someone on the team to make your venture prosper, a creative cohort willing to assist and support you. You need someone that really knows their stuff, though. The beginning to a new adventure is at hand. Woohoo! You're on solid ground, and work should be fearlessly pursued. Allow your light to explore, to seek, to experience your inner visions. Come back next week and let's do the out of body experience meditation. Seek the deepest truth, the flesh of the fruit beneath the skin. Nurture your existing connections and relationships, but at the same time, cast your net wide for new friends, lovers, and adventures. You have assimilated the traumas of your past and made peace with them. Ready yourself to leap ahead. Be kind to everyone, most of all, yourself. Sometimes you can be mean to yourself. Be kind to everyone, but most of all yourself. Give yourself that unconditional love. Yeah. Commit yourself with unconditional love to help others become whole. Be a beacon of light in the darkness. And just understand that the more of that love you rain on yourself, the brighter your light gives, and the more love you have to share out on your frequency, and then create more reflections of unconditional love. Awesome. So thanks for letting me read with you, Vivian. I'm glad you got it. That was a good one for you tonight. All right. Let's see. I think that is everybody. Let me just go through and make sure I didn't miss anybody. Yeah, awesome. Okay. So some crazy readings tonight. Yeah, for sure. You're welcome, Andrea. It was my pleasure, for real. I I I enjoy like being connected. You know, when we make that, when we make our sacred space, like that's not just words for me, man. I'm pouring out like an energetic circle for us to all connect into. And when you guys put your attention into that, like I'm able to like connect to that on just this really deep level that I'm exploring every show, and it's been a really kind of unexpected. Super cool like side piece to all of this. So anyway, all right. So again, hit that like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, a hashtag live over in the chat. Would really help us a whole lot. Make sure that you stick around with us tonight after the show for Jennifer Rose and the Love Show. Always a fun adventure with her. She gets a little spicy on that, which is always fun to see. So, and then make sure you tune in next week for our out of body experience and see where we go with that. And I think that should be really super fun. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah, and my offer on like if anybody wants an angel deck or a tarot deck, one of my like silver and gold like little beauties. If you go to the website and send me an email from the site before you order it, I will give you a code for a massive discount. I would love to see you guys get some in your house, especially the angel deck. You're welcome, Jennifer. Love you too. See you next week. All righty. Without further ado, we joyously come to the close of our gathering and send everyone on their happy way, feeling better than when they got here tonight. We thank our angels, guides, and allies for their wisdom, their knowledge, their understanding of the source. And we send our deepest gratitude, our absolutely infinite, unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source. Until next week.